Good morning, happy Friday. Today is my day off and I tried to film this video last Sunday and I hated everything about it and myself. So, so we're gonna try again today. So today's video is gonna be a wrap up of all the books that I read in January and February of this year, which is, I believe, 29 books. Just a little disclaimer, I am more of a vibe reader. So I'm there for the vibes when I'm reading the book, and if it's a really good book, it'll stick with me, but otherwise, it's gone. Gone. Like 5 seconds after I finish the book. I can't remember character names. I can remember titles and authors, that's about it. So I do have some notes on my iPad here, and maybe I'll give you a little bit about the book, but I wouldn't count on it because I don't remember much. Anyway, I guess we'll just get into the video. I started off January reading Falling at First Sight by Willow Winters, and this novella follows Autumn and Trent, and if I'm remembering right, which I am because I'm cheating and I have a little synopsis on my iPad, and Trent is Autumn's son's preschool teacher. So it's kind of forbidden. Don't remember much else about it. It was really quick, short and sweet. I gave it a 4-star because for a novella it was pretty good, but I don't remember much about it. So I did enjoy it at the time though. Then I read Butcher and Blackbird, which is book 1 in the Ruinous Love trilogy by Bryn Weaver. But this is Sloane and Rowan. They are both serial killers. This isn't TikTok. I was going to say serial unalivers. But whatever. They're both serial killers. And I believe they're competing and they meet annually, I think, and end up falling in love. Because if they're not falling in love, I'm not reading it. I gave that a 4.25 and I am looking forward to the next book. Anyway, then I read That Sick Love by Jessie Hall. This is following Bryony and Arrow. It's a stalker romance. Bryony is trying to move up in her church. Don't quote me on that. I don't really know religious terms. But she's trying to move up in her religious field. I don't know how to talk about this. I also don't know how to rate this book. I didn't give it a rating on Goodreads or anything. It was good. I'm not a dark romance girly. Tell me why I won't learn my lesson and just give up on dark romance. Because I'm like, I can handle dark stuff, whatever. I just don't like when the hero is like, I love when she's scared of me. I want to make her fear me. Like, no, you're supposed to love her and want to protect her. You're supposed to be sweet and fluffy. Why are you not sweet and fluffy? Anyway, I didn't give it a rating. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't for me. So I didn't give it a rating, because that's unfair. Then I read Divine Rivals, which is the first book in the Letters of Enchantment series by Rebecca Ross. Her and Rebecca Yarros are getting twisted up in my brain. This is following Iris and Roman. I was all for the romance in this book. I haven't read Ruthless Vows yet. I do have it up here. But I did really enjoy this book. I gave it a 4-star. And it was really sweet. And the scene where they're running towards each other on the field just lives rent-free in my head. I think about that quite often. But I enjoyed this book and I'm looking forward to reading it. Reading the second one. But basically there are these enchanted typewriters and they connect these two characters, Iris and Roman, and there's a war going on. That's all I got. But it's good. I really like it. Despite my lack of being able to explain what it's about. Then I read One Dark Window, which is the first book in the Shepherd King series by Rachel Gillig. This is following Elspeth and Raven. I gave it a 3.75-star rating. I think, if I remember my review right, I think it was a little long for my liking. Like, it was kind of repetitive and I just wasn't really into it. I'm pretty sure Elspeth has darkness or like death or somebody, like some kind of dark entity in her head. I don't know. I don't know. It was alright. Next was a reread. That One Night by Emily Rath. I read this with my best friend, so I had to, well, I made her read it, so I had to read it with her, obviously. This is the prequel for Pucking Around, which I didn't even know this was a thing, because I never see this on TikTok or Instagram or anything. I always see Pucking Around. This is following Rachel and Jake. I gave this a 4.5-star because the vibes were immaculate. Rachel and Jake run into each other. They have a one-night stand. It's just magical. And that's it. That's all that happens. And then after that one night, I read Pucking Around by Emily Rath. That's not all that happens here. This is following Rachel, Jake, Caleb, and Omari. It's a hockey romance. And then it involves 4 people. Because we love a white shoes. I'm not a white shoes girly, but this book is good. I think I gave this a 5-star. I love these characters. And I read it pretty late in 2023, and then I reread it with Kayla in 2024, obviously, in January. And it wasn't too soon. I really love them. So it was like going home. Anyway, I've shown this in every video I think I've posted on this channel this year. Then I read Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. Kayla also read this. We read all the same books. It's fine. This one follows Clementine, who goes by Emmy, and Luke. Let's see what else I wrote on my little sheet. So when I finish a physical book, I try to fill out these little sheets that I got on, I think it was TikTok. And I put the title, author, the genre, which is always just a little heart that I draw in, the number of pages, the characters' names, because I can't remember a thing on my own. And then some of my, like, favorite parts about the book. So my notes on this book are the dad with a heart. Teddy is the best friend. She's the best friend. Wes is the best brother. Gus, I put douche brother. And we love soft cowboys. So Clementine goes by Emmy and Luke goes by Brooks. And it's just like a wholesome cowboy romance. So Emmy goes back home and Luke is just so freaking soft and sweet. I just love him. I might have to read this again. Actually, book 2 just came out. What? The Rebel Blue Ranch. So this is book 1 of Rebel Blue Ranch, and then there's Swift and Saddled, and then the third one was just announced. It's Lassoed and something and Lassoed. I gave this one a 4.5. Loved it. Gonna have to revisit it. Because now that I'm talking about it, I want to read it again. And also, I just love this cover. Have I mentioned that? Okay, next is Wildfire, which is the second book in the Maple Hills series by Hannah Grace. This is following Aurora and Rust. I'm starting to really love the name Aurora. I think it's just so precious and it's just a beautiful name. I gave this book a 4-star. I do remember liking Icebreaker more. I still am dying for Henry's book, which I believe is coming out in a couple months. I think it's coming out in May. But I've been waiting for Henry since the start. What? There's a bookmark in here. Oh, because I bought this at the Rip Bodice. I want to go back so bad. I just love it there. The vibes are immaculate. Feels like home for all the book girlies. Anyway. This book was cute. It's very summer camp vibes. I never went to summer camp. I don't know how accurate it is, but it was very sweet. I'm gonna have to do so much editing to this video because I'm just nonsensical today. Okay, so I'm just gonna rattle these off pretty quickly. I'm just gonna put all 6 of them right here. I finished up January reading these 6 novellas, and they were all part of the Improbable Meet Cute series. I nailed that. I didn't think I was going to. Okay, so the first book is The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren. The characters are T and C, and I gave it a 4.5 rating. I really enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure it's just emails, if I'm remembering right, it's emails going back and forth between T and C, and it's every Valentine's Day they email each other. And it's like a competition. They're like, at 12 o'clock, they're like, oh my god, it was me, I said it first. It's really cute. I loved it. It's cute. Worst Wingman Ever is the second book by Abby Jimenez. It follows Holly and John. He gave this a 4-star. Don't really remember what it's about. I think Holly walks up to her car and there's a note on there and she doesn't know who it's from, and it turns out that it's from John, but he didn't mean to put it on her car. He meant to put it on his best friend's girlfriend or his brother's girlfriend's car. It's cute. I think it's another letters type of thing. But John, if this is the right novella, John is so sweet and so thoughtful and just kind of like takes care of her from afar. And I love that. That was a 4-star. Rosie and the Dreamboat is the third book by Sally Thorne. Rosie and Leo are our main characters. And this one I actually really liked. I gave this one a 4.75. I feel like that might be a little controversial. I know Kayla didn't really like this one at all, but I loved it. Leo was really sweet. Pretty sure he was a firefighter or something, but he was great. I loved him. I loved the way that he talked to Rosie. For the most part, there were some parts that were cringe, but I just overlooked those. And then the fourth novella was Drop, Cover, and Hold On by Jasmine Guillory. This follows Daisy and Harris. This was not my favorite. I gave it a 4-star because it was really cute, but it wasn't my favorite conceptually. Daisy always goes to Harris's bakery and she thinks that he hates her, and it turns out that he's just been pining after her this whole time and she's not picking up on it. I picked up on it, but she was not picking up on it because we love dramatic irony. I hope my English teacher's proud of me for remembering that. The fifth novella in this series is With Any Luck by Ashley Poston. This is following Audrey and Rhett. Pretty sure I remember nothing about this novella. I gave it a 3 stars, so it wasn't my favorite, which makes me sad because I love Ashley Poston's writing, but this novella just did not do it for me. So I think the groom has the best woman and the bride has the best man, and that's Rhett and Audrey. And it's their romance, I think. And then I wrapped up January reading The Royal Valentine, which was the sixth novella in this series by Soraya Wilson. This is following Ilaria and Calum. It's a royal, obviously. It's a royals romance, hidden identity. I don't really vibe with that. I didn't really like it. I gave it a 4-star apparently. But I do remember putting in my review that I wasn't sure if I could forgive the lying about something, or there was something that I couldn't forgive, the hidden identity thing or something. But anyway, let's just move on to February, yeah? So I started off February reading a series with Kayla. How many times do I say Kayla in a video? It's crazy. We read the Boys of Tommen series in February, starting with, what is this, Binding 13. This is the first book of the Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh. I gave this a 4-star. Heavy. Like, when I think of dark romance, I think more like towards this. Like, the couple's really cute, but there are really dark things going on in it. But that's not what dark romance is, babe. So, anyway, I'm just going to talk about Keeping 13 too while we're at it, because this is also following Johnny and Shannon. And I can't even tell you how many times I go to say Joey and Shannon, which is kind of annoying. Look at all these pages for one couple. I love it. Font's tiny. I just love how floppy these books are. I do have the ombre spines. I'm waiting for Redeeming 6 and Taming 7 to come. They are both pre-ordered, so they will be coming whenever they're out. I gave both of these 4 stars. And then we moved on, to Saving 6 by Chloe Walsh, which is the 3rd book in the Boys of Tommen series. It's much thinner than the other ones, and this is following Joey and Aoife. This was also 4 stars. I don't have Redeeming 6 yet because this version isn't out yet. But that is also following Joey and Aoife, and that I gave 4.5 stars because I'm an Aoife girly to the day I die. I love her. Then I read Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is the first book in the Powerless trilogy. I did not know that the other books were not out yet, so I was kind of sad that I couldn't continue the story. This is following Peyton and Kai. I also love the name Kai. I think I have since Vampire Diaries. What that says about me, I don't know, but I love that man. I don't know if I love Kai. I don't know if I just love Chris. Not Chris Pine. Who is that? That's not Chris Pine. What is his name? I'm literally looking it up because I can't. Chris Wood! Why am I screaming at you? Chris Wood. I love Chris Wood. So much that I can't remember his name. Anyway, I did read Powerless, and I gave this, what did I give this? I gave this a 4-star. I want to read more about these two, and I love Kai. Anyway, I really love this book. I'm in like my fantasy era this year. I feel like I am, but you don't know that until I do my March wrap up. Next, I read Does It Hurt by H.G. Carlton. This is following Enzo and Sawyer. Okay, I gave this a 3.75. Still not a dark romance girly. I don't know if this is technically considered a dark romance. I liked Hunting and Haunting Adeline, though. I don't know. I don't know what my deal is. I was creeped out, like, quite a bit during this book. And it was all that guy's fault. It was good, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Like, the end was good. I liked it. But clearly not all that much, because I gave it a 3.75. Because it's a little dark for me. I just wanted him to be in love with her the whole time, and then when he was finally in love with her, it kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. Then I read My Fault, which is the first book in the Culpable series. I think I'm going to watch the book. I think I'm going to watch the movie after I finish this video. But that book is by Mercedes Ron, and we're following Nick and Noah, who are step siblings. And I didn't have a single problem with it. 3.75. I don't think I have to say this because I'm pretty sure everybody watching this is a little smarter than that. But just because I enjoy it in my books doesn't mean that I condone it in real life. Just saying. Okay. Then I read Her Greatest Mistake, which is the first book in the Greatest Love series by Hannah Cohen, which is following Maddox and Braxton. 4 stars. Wait, did I say what I gave? I gave My Fault 3.75 stars. Wasn't completely in love with it, but anyway. Her Greatest Mistake I gave 4 stars. Apparently the next book, Kayla just read it yesterday or 2 days ago, and she said it's better than the first one, so I'm looking forward to reading that this upcoming week. I gave this 4 stars. Don't really remember anything about it. Like at all. I think it's Athlete and Coach's Daughter. That's all I got. Okay. I've been waiting to talk about this book. Then I read Ready or Not by Cara Bastone, and this is following Shep and Eve. Eve gets pregnant, and Shep is just... I love Shep. I think everybody needs a Shep. I'm just like staring off into the distance thinking about Shep. But this man was written differently than any other man I've read. I love him. I need to make like a reread shelf because I already want to reread this too, and I read it last month. Anyway, I gave this a 4.75 too. It was just missing that 5-star feeling, but I did love it as I'm sitting here daydreaming about Shep. It was just a great book. I loved it. How many times can I say that? Like, we get it. Then I read The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson, which follows Mackenzie and Noah. Was not my favorite. Was my first step into that kind of universe. I don't know if that's Omegaverse, technically. That I gave a 3.5 star. Just wasn't really my thing. That's really all I have to say. They're doctors. They're shifters. They mate. I wasn't really vibing, so I don't remember much. All Roads Lead Here was my next read by Mariana Zapata. I want the old cover so bad, so if anybody has it and would like to donate it to my cause, being me, that'd be fantastic. Because it's like $60. People are selling it for like $60 on Pango. But I might have to bite the bullet, so I don't know. Anyway, if you didn't like it and you're trying to get rid of it, I'm your girl. I'll pay you. Just not $60. Anyway, this is following Aurora and Rhodes. I have wanted to read this book for so long, but I hate the new cover, so I don't want to own it. And I saw the audio was on my library, was at my library, so I, in fact, listened to it and I loved it. I gave it a 4.5. Mariana Zapata usually does not let me down, and she did not this time either. I loved it. I love the vibes. I love like the small town kind of thing. I love everybody knowing everybody else's business, because I don't know why, because I hate that. But Rhodes is just so grumpy. It's a little bit of an age gap. I don't know. I just loved it so much. I love Rhodes. I'm a sucker for Rhodes. Then I read book 1 and 2 out of the Beyond the Play series by Grace Riley. The first book is First Down, following James and Bex. I gave that a 3.75 star. Can't tell you what it's about. The second book is Breakaway, following Cooper and Penny. I gave that a 4-star. I did like that one more. Still can't tell you what it's about though. But it was a good time while I was reading it. And I listen to these books while I work, so I'm like, my brain is so overloaded when I'm listening to these books, but they're great when I'm reading them. So I don't care. I'm gonna keep not remembering anything. And then I finished February off with a bang, and I wasn't supposed to read this book until March, but I couldn't wait because it was available for me to listen to at my library. Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is following Misery and Lo. Misery is a vampire, Lo is a werewolf. He's an alpha. Excuse me. I gave this book a 4.75. I am so upset that I did not order the special edition because I so want it. I don't like the normal cover. I'm sorry. But that special edition cover is beautiful. It's so sold out though. So sold out. But I love Misery and Lo. It was a hot book. I'm not gonna lie. That was good. The spice was spicing in the right way. And I'm not a spice girl. I'm really not. If there's too much spice, I'm like, okay, I get it. But I was here for the spice in Bride. Anyway, I think that was all 29 books that I read between January and February. Kind of chaotic. Don't really care. It's going to be a pain to edit. But whatever. This is me. So I simultaneously have Camp Rock and The Greatest Showman playing their songs in my head after I said this is me. So anyway, I need to turn off the camera and go clean my house. So anyway, thank you for watching, but I will see you hopefully in my next video.